You know what I do at 3 a.m. after scrolling through TikTok all night? I come to a realization that there are people we went to college with who have been like major players in politics in North Carolina. And here I am, some clown on the radio to entertain you. That's about all I do. We have all these different people that we are associated with. And it came across because the reason we're together, one of the ways we're together is someone who's now running for the South Carolina State House. My first roommate in college, Matt Villardo from the Tampa area. We did not get along. That was not a very fun
I know.
But he's a reason we're together. Think about it.
He is.
Because he was
dating Molly.
Molly Mahaffey Knowles. It's her name now, down in New Bern. And that's how we ended up meeting.
Yeah.
It was because of that. But it just made me realize that here I am scrambling to create a website in 7 weeks, come up with a podcast, sit in front of a camera, sit in front of a computer all day, and all these different people that are out there making this huge difference in the world. And what am I doing? I'm a clown.
You're not a clown.
Court jester.
Stop. You're just fishing. You're fine. You're fine. You make a difference, and you make a difference in our community, in our home, and you're just you're fine. Now that they're doing their thing and we're doing ours. So
well, that's true, but
you can't compare it.
Well, it's not breaking rocks. It's not digging ditches.
Hey,
it's not pulling nets 12 hours a day in crab pots.
As Elizabeth Lewis used to tell us, someone has to dig a ditch too.
She
used to stand in our
Schmale
kitchen.
said that in Caddyshack. She did.
She used to stand in our kitchen and she'd say, "Emily, some people have to dig ditches." Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, I never really thought about that." It's true. There's nothing wrong.
World needs ditch diggers too. That's not her. That was Judge Schmales in Caddyshack. But
so
that's true. It's true.
Yeah. But the more concerning thing is it's 3 a.m. and you're scrolling TikTok. But anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's your fault. You're the one who got me on that thing. And then, going down
I love me some TikTok.
Because all my FYPs now are your FYPs. It's weird. It used to be me was like Formula One stuff and basketball. And now it's all Taylor Swift. And I saw every single video from the post party of the Super Bowl.
Thank God your FYP has not become mine because it would be unbearable.
Yeah, no. There's some stuff. It's like, good God, I'm glad I don't go down that. I get enough of that already and doing what I do. All right, let's start this. Let's start this show. It is the Sam
and
podcast, episode 8. Sam Walker at obxnews.com. Find us on all your favorite podcast app. I've got a cool thing now. If you go to samwalkerobxnews.com and if you go to any of our socials, it's called Linktree. It's really cool because you can click on it and it will pull up all the different podcast platforms that we're on. And I just looked at it before we started recording. I'm like, wow, there are a lot of podcast platforms. So if you're wondering, everybody knows Apple, Spotify, but there's literally dozens, maybe even hundreds of different podcast platforms in the world. And that Linktree is really cool. So anyway, find us on your favorite podcast app. Of course, watch us on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for everybody that does that. Like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell. 5 stars. Thanks for all the 5-star reviews we got on the Apple podcast. I was looking at that. And we are brought to you by StatelinePowerWash.com. Parker and Smith Hammer, serving the Outer Banks of northeastern North Carolina with over 145-star reviews on Google. Schedule now for your late winter, early spring discounts. StatelinePowerWash.com for a free estimate. Also by Miles Carpet Cleaning, family-owned and operated, offering top-of-the-line carpet and upholstery cleaning services in Currituck and on the Outer Banks with their $99 special. Forget the rest. Call the best right now, 252-207-6707, and like them on Facebook. And we're brought to you by Harlow Photography, your local natural light expert, capturing the beauty of the Outer Banks. Online at sharlowphotography.com and on Facebook, search Stephanie Harlow Photos. That's the Sam and M podcast. A lot of shout-outs to get to tonight. Who you got?
Well, first, I left off Aunt Karen last week.
Yeah.
Aunt Karen and my cousin Carrie had gone for a trip, and Aunt Karen texted me and said, your Carrie told me you had a podcast going, and we listened to all of them. They're great. Call me, and I was supposed to call her last week. Sorry, I'll call you this week. Well, probably next week. But anyway, so then a few minutes go by, and then she's like, by the way, you should talk about your father passing when you were young. Like, she started giving me podcast tips. Yeah. So I thought that was really really fun. Ideas. Yeah, she sent an idea. So love you, Aunt Karen, and appreciate the message. Amy Ennis did point out that last week I had said that we gave the girls some options. They all had to say so in the trip, and she was like, no, they don't. You and I are in charge. And so I was like, well, I was trying not to sound bossy, but she's pretty much right. But and also I was wrong on our flight price. The flight down we got for like $104. Our flight back was the one that was like $180 something. So we were hoping to get the flight back for $104. Okay. That's why we were waiting. So I did have the pricing wrong. Go figure. I don't have the pricing right. But anyway, just to throw that out there. And then Amy,
you said the price is right.
Well, I didn't have the price right. Sam Walker. And then Amy Jones, it's your third shout out because I'm getting tagged in great little pictures of Johnny the heifer, and it is a female, not a male. Right. But she is doing wonderful, and she's just as cute as can be. But go to my Facebook page. I've been tagged on it, and check out number 80's baby Johnny. Real cute. So I think, last, I do have some shout outs. Sam and I are running, I'm running this weekend, the Princess Marathon. Half marathon. And just let me get it out. Sorry. The Princess Challenge this weekend. So I'm doing the 10K and I'm doing the 10K and a half. And I raised money with my group of friends we did for Kelsey's Hope. Sam and I are running again the Springtime Surprise in April at Disney, and we are doing charity bid for Kelsey's Hope. Kelsey's Hope is an amazing organization, and I really do want to spend some time on a podcast really going into it. But basically, they give Make-A-Wish for your second round of cancer. Right. So your first round, a child's first round of cancer, you get to go through the Make-A-Wish. But of course, Make-A-Wish can only do one wish because they have so many, unfortunately, to take care of. Kellsie, unfortunately, is not with us anymore, but Kellsie, on her second bout with cancer and going through it, decided to create this foundation, and they do some amazing, one day I will tell you all about it, the amazing things that they do, the second wishes, and they also do huge amounts of scholarships for nursing students. And so Sam and I have to raise the charity bid was $1,000 a piece. And so one of the fundraisers that we are doing for the Kelsey's Hope is at each mile marker, you have a chance. You spend $10 and donate to our cause, so to speak, or to our bibs. And we will give you a shout out at mile 1, mile 2, mile 10, whatever mile you want, we will shout it out. And then it'll be on the podcast that week. We'll do a video montage of all of that. Mm-hmm. But so far we have Annette Samborski, Shannon Natole. Yep. Did I say that right? Sorry. Sorry, Shannon. Casey Cotis, Deanna Sproul, Carrie Dover, Jessica Barnagam, and Ian Turner and Caroline Walker have all sponsored us. Some of them more than 1 mile, and I can't thank you all enough. And if anyone's interested, I think you're going to put the link up. Yeah, we've been sharing the link on our socials. It's up right now. I got the page up on the video side of the podcast. If you go on our socials, we've got it out there. And so with the Springtime Surprise, it is a 5K, a 10K, and a 10 mile. So I know we had a couple people like, hey, we want to sponsor mile 17. Well, do you want to sponsor the mile 17 total, which would be mile 7 of the 10 mile? We've got to figure that out. So the 5K is 3 miles. Trying to do I guess we can do it at the 3 mile mark because it's right there as we come into the finish line behind Look, at the for any donation, we can give a shout out at wherever you want. So, but we're going to do it on all the socials, and we're going to do kind of a montage afterwards. But we'll do the socials. I was trying to figure out a way to do it live, but I'm still kind of going back and forth how we're going to do our video, or how we're going to do the springtime, because it's definitely going to be part of the Sam and M on the Road podcast.
which we forgot to put that in the show notes. We need the promo. Whether I'm going to do a live stream of the whole thing, or am I going to record and do? So we're still kind of working the logistics out of that. Some of that logistics includes having the technical capabilities to do it. Some of that includes having the money to technical capabilities I need to do. But no, so we're raising money for Kellsie's Hope by doing these shout outs. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put this down. We're going to talk about Kellsie's Hope in depth on the next episode. And the reason I say is because you'll be coming back, and it should be noted, we are recording this on Monday for a show dropping on Thursday because Emily's going to be traveling on Wednesday, our normal taping day. So we're doing this on the Monday before she heads down to Walt Disney World. So, well, when you get back, because there's several things that go on, and we're going to talk about it in depth with one of the segments here on this show. But you've got the luncheon where you get to hang out with everybody from Kellsie's Hope, Kellsie's crew that are all running this weekend. That's a really cool event at Splitsville. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But what I was saying is, what I was getting to was next week we're going to talk about Kellsie's Hope next week, because you'll be coming back from having run, having hung out with everybody, really can share some stories from that. So we'll talk about it. And that's something we're going to get to on today's show. Is going to be all about what this week is like for Emily, getting ready the day of a race. We'll talk about the half marathon, by the way, because that's the longest day, rather than, because they're all pretty much the same, but that one is the most intense of all the days. So, shout outs I want to make include Justin Bateman at Outer Banks This Week podcast. Of course, they just announced that Captain Marty Brill is now part of the Outer Banks This Week family. He's going to have his own podcast. He's going to be doing his daily fishing reports there. Cool. And so if you want to go back, find it, outerbanksthisweek.com. Go on the podcast page, and you can listen to Captain Marty and Justin hanging out. I'm going to get to hang out with Justin next month, and maybe you too, if we can work the date out for you to be able to go down to Manio and record an episode with them. Oh. So, yep. So make sure you're doing that.
Let's just make sure that arranges so we can go to the Lost Colony. And
yes. Well, it's right there, right down the street there, Budley Street. We go right down the corner. I mean, literally across the street. Well, actually, it is literally across the street from one boat.
I've been thinking about that pretzel. It was really good.
It was really good. It was really good. All right. Let's see. We got other things to talk about, but first we want to talk about one of our great sponsors, and that is State Line Power Wash. .com. They are, of course, our inaugural sponsor here on the show, and I want to thank them so much. Pressure washing, soft washing, painting, concrete floor sealing, but they do so much more than just that. Locally owned and operated by Parker and Smith Hammer. They grew up right here in Corrytuck with local staff, so you know you're keeping it local with State Line Power Wash, and you can buy or sell a home or land with Smith Hammer at Kingdom Real Estate Services. List your home with Smith, receive a free house wash, roof wash, deck cleanup from State Line Power Wash, and check out the Moyock Real Estate Market Facebook page. It's a group, actually, which is the spot to be for local Moyock real estate. Ready to freshen up the outside or inside of your home? State Line Power Wash will get you covered with their painting and staining services, brightening the look of your primary home that's going on the market, or your vacation rental, too. Soft washing, what's that? Well, it's a technique that State Line uses with low-pressure water to safely clean exterior surfaces, so no blowing the siding or shingles off, and looks just like new. And if you know somebody looking for a job, well, StateLinePowerWash.com has immediate and seasonal opportunities in all types of areas. Power washing to painting, pool cleaning, they'll help you start your own home service or B2B business right in your own neighborhood. Over 140 5-star reviews on Google, so you know whatever you have State Line Power Wash do for you, it's going to be top-notch. Moyock to Manio, Edens and the Ducks. Schedule now with State Line Power Wash. StateLinePowerWash.com. Grab that late winter, early spring discount too. StateLinePowerWash.com or call 252-421-3775 for your free estimate. Sarah. So, nothing like getting woken up in the middle of the night with a leg cramp, is there? Wow. Let's see here. I've been having this issue myself at times, partially after running or games or something like that. But you seem to be, and it really has come on over the last 11 plus months since I got on the Monjero. I seem to notice that I'm getting them but I get them more after, whether I got a doubleheader of lacrosse or we've run a 10 mile or 10K or 5K that day. You, on the other hand, seem to get them a lot more. And partially that's because you're on your feet 12 hours a day. But the other night, you had an incident.
I always wake up with these leg cramps, and I jump out of bed. And today I was worked with a different pharmacist. I'd never met her before, and I was telling her what happened, and she's like, when she was pregnant, she would have leg cramps real bad, and she said,
"Why am I talking? Hold on. Stop. Sorry, go ahead."
Anyway, she had said her doctor had told her toes to the nose.
Yes.
Like point your toes. Well, that doesn't seem to work for me. Like I can't seem to straighten my foot. So I always try to jump out of bed and like put my foot down to get that, release that muscle or whatever. So the other night I jumped out of bed, and this is another issue with getting older. I'm like cold all the time. So I go to bed wrapped up in a blanket, and then I get sweaty and I just kick it out off the bed or whatever. So I think when I jumped out of the bed, I hit that blanket, and I went down and I put my hands out, like instead of like the bed and the window are perpendicular. No, they're horizontal. I ended up perpendicular. Yeah. And so like I put my hand out, my thumb, I think my nail, I've got these acrylic nails, I think my nail is. Yeah. Will you stop?
I was trying to find something. Go ahead.
I cannot. You're. Good golly, y'all. Welcome to my world. So anyway, I am on the floor, splayed out, 3 o'clock in the morning. And mind you, because I fell, my foot wasn't flat on the floor. So the cramp is getting worse. You're like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, I have fallen. I have a leg cramp.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, and you laughed and you literally went back to sleep. And I get into bed, I'm literally crying. It hurts so bad. I get up the next morning. My thumb, I still cannot move my thumb right. But this is all bruised all the way my back. I don't know what I've done, y'all, but this getting old. And I'm sure it's magnesium. I need to do more magnesium or pickle juice or something.
Potassium.
But it's just a nightmare. It was a nightmare. But then little Harper, we saw her this weekend a couple times, and I was like, Harper, she always wants you to kiss her boo-boos.
Yeah.
So I was like, Harper, Grandma, look at Grandma's. It was all bruised and purple, and she was looking at it, and she goes, and she kisses it real soft, and she holds it, and then next thing you know, she had this boo-boo on her foot that's completely healed and has been, and she's like, my boo-boo? So then you had to kiss her boo-boo,
right.
And anyway, so she was a trip, and Grandma is falling apart. But anyway, actually, it's not even Grandma. She calls me Grinko. Call Grinko. Grinko's house.
Well, we're trying to sort out what she's in. Grinko, Ginkgo, no, Grinko.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, and
Gingo.
Yeah.
Gingo.
And you had, and then I would say, Waylon, we finally, the shoes that you ordered, 6 weeks ago?
Oh my gosh, I ordered him these shoes.
These light up Spider-Man shoes, and it took
They were literally on a ship from China.
They were literally coming from China.
I didn't know
that.
It
took over 6 weeks to get here. Finally got him this past week. He got him today, and he didn't get to see him. He was here for a little while. He got to wear them. Got to ride his tractor. And
his light up shoes.
His light up shoes. Oh, yeah. He was thrilled when he said, do they light up? I'm like, oh, yeah, they light up. Check it out.
We'll see for how long, but right now they light up. So anyway, I've gotten some banged up a little bit.
Yeah, you're beat up going into this race. What is it about race weeks that either you are somehow end up you've had races where you've fallen and scared? That was what the Santa 5 miler where you took.
That was when I started though. That was at the very start of the race. That was at the start of the race.
But yeah, you've had some bad luck with races at times, especially this race. One thing you're not having to deal with, at least at this race, but.
I haven't had bad luck at this. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, I mean, no, I haven't had. No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine, and I'll muster through.
Persevere. You will persevere.
I will.
All right. It is the Sam and M podcast, and it is brought to you by. Let's see. It is brought to you by Robert Miles, the king of the Facebook group of the Moyoc Facebook group. Yes, he is the king. There's his ad. It is. That time of year, we need to be getting those carpets cleaned. Tired of looking at those things. They look all dingy And, the furniture, same thing. The winter doldrums got you down about how things look in the house. Well, maybe you're thinking it's too early to start spring cleaning. It's never too early. Miles Carpet Cleaning. You'll get those carpets, rugs, upholstery, even vehicle interiors looking and smelling like new. Serving Currituck and the Outer Banks, the Miles Carpet Cleaning family has been cleaning things up on both sides of the water for the last 8 years. Their $99 special can't be beat. Get 3 rooms and a hallway cleaned to perfection, including an orange scent carpet deodorizer and Scotch Guard for just $99 from Miles Carpet Cleaning. Book it now before the spring rush begins, 252-207-6707. And find more great offers by following Miles Carpet Cleaning on Facebook. Robert Miles and his family have been taking care of you like you're one of the family. Forget the rest. Call the best. Miles Carpet Cleaning, 252-207-6707. That's 252-207-6707. 6707. All right, it is Prince's Half Marathon Week. Again, recording this on Monday because our normal recording day is Wednesday. We drop on Thursday evening, so that means trying to get the show in before you hit the airways and get down there to run in the most magical place on earth. So, because I'm not going to lie.
You're jealous.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to lie that I was getting the music together for the show tonight, and I already, how I get with the music. There.
He's already emotional, y'all. A little teary-eyed.
So, it's very, very difficult for me to not want to be going to. But I get to kind of live vicariously through it, and I drive her crazy because I am tracking her on the phone, on the app. I mean, I do that. I will track wherever you're at, whether it's during the race or during the parks or whatever. Just because I'm like, oh, she's here, and then I will text and say, hey, go check this out, or hey, I saw this is going on, because I'm usually watching the vloggers, live vloggers. Or I will try to find the live vloggers in the parks and say, hey, this one is here, go, and then we can go see you on the screen on the TV or on the computer.
So the year that we drove,
yeah,
and you happen to know I was driving at that time.
Yep.
And it was my turn to drive. The phone rings and he's like, we're on 95.
No, you're not on 95.
Well, he's like, why aren't you where and we're like, because there was a legit reason. We were following, there was a detour or something. We really weren't lost. And I was like, oh my God, give me a break. There's 10 other people in here. We'll get there. But you were like, you guys are going the wrong way. What are you doing? You're the wrong way. So you're like,
you had gone right instead of left at the 95-10 split in downtown Jacksonville. And we're on 10.
Anyway, we were fine, y'all. And we got there. But he really is not joking when he says he
Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm living vicariously through you guys. I mean, and after having done last year doing the surprise fly-in for the marathon and then doing the surprise drive-in, that I decided at 2:00 in the afternoon on Saturday that I'm driving down so I can find you guys in the Magic Kingdom, and literally drove all night, got to Epcot parking lot at 2 a.m., didn't sleep, sat in the truck till 3 a.m., tracking that you guys are leaving the resort, going to the thing. Well, there's a whole process that goes on just for race day. And I thought it would be interesting to share this because, everybody thinks, oh, you're getting to run in Disney. Well, yeah, it's a lot more to it than just, slapping a bib on and running around the parks and coming back to the hotel.
And to be very, very clear and very honest, you really aren't in the parks that much. You're mostly on the roads. I mean, the truth of the matter is you're mostly
areas, the roads, which I love that, getting to go backstage. I love that. Yeah. I think that's more fun than getting to run.
Again, welcome to my world, please.
All right, so let us go through what a morning looks like.
Well, before you do that, we should talk about the expo.
Yes, because
the packet pickup and the expo.
When the show drops on Thursday, right?
Yeah, we'll be at the expo.
Okay, so they have the expo and the packet pickup and all that over at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, the massive sports complex. One day I'll get to ref there. That is really cool. So kind of lay some of that out, because you guys fly in on Wednesday. You're staying at the Swan or the Dolphin.
I'm not sure which.
It's one of them, Swan or Dolphin.
I think it's Swan, but I'm not 100%.
So, and with that being said, you're not driving. So you're not driving over. You're taking actual bus transportation that's provided from the different resorts to the expo.
Right. Like when you go for race weekends, there's a whole new set of buses that are not.
They're regular charter buses.
Yeah, they're not. They're only for races, and they're for getting you to and from Expo. They're getting you to and from the race. That's what they're from, which can be a problem because they're drivers from all over the state, from Mississippi, from wherever, and they don't. Every time there are stories of buses getting lost and stuff. So that happens too. So Anyway, so yeah, we'll be at the expo. You go to the expo, you get your bib, you get your shirts, you look at all the great stuff. We definitely drink some drinks there. And then we also meet the Kelsey's Hope people and get our shirts and stuff from them and give big hugs. And then
you got medals. Where you guys don't get the medals there, do you?
Well, we've never done we probably actually won't see them. I didn't think about that because this will be the first time we've done the luncheon. So that we probably won't meet them. Usually we meet them at Wide World of Sports at the eatery place because at the expo because we're not going to go to the luncheon, but we are doing the luncheon this year. So we probably will see them actually.
So the expo, it starts out, you do your packet pickup or your bib pickup in that's in the smaller basketball arena, and then because we do the bid pickup there, is that where we don't get shirts there, right?
No, you don't get the shirts. You go over to the
then we go to the main arena
to get that.
Yeah, the main basketball arena, and those.
That's one expo. That is not the Disney attire. That is not Disney franchise expo stuff. That is just like Boulder skirts. Hey, we're selling socks. We're selling all the different.
What's the shoe company down there that we buy from, or we will shop with? The one that's
not Fleet Feet, but whatever their version is. I can't even think what it is.
But it's all the different vendors and the sponsors, whether it's Advent Health, and they've got different things. All the different sponsors.
Pandora, their special Pandora stuff.
They're all the different sponsors of the races.
Coracle.
Yeah, all those different ones. They're all there. So that's where we get our race shirts, and then you go over to the Merch Expo,
right?
Which is in the main arena. Actually, that's the one where you end up spending. You spend more money than you planned on in the first hour you're in.
It just depends. I'm always disappointed. In their merch. I have to admit, I'm just always disappointed. It's never what I want. And you can, just to be clear, you can also, when you sign up for the race and you've already spent all this money on the race, they're like, oh, by the way, would you like to get this package or that package? And you can go ahead and pre-order merch.
Right.
And a lot of people do that, but then they put out more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just always disappointed in it. Like, I think they should let me be their merch person and like tell them what to do. But anyway, there is that. And
maybe when you want them listing and they'll come hire us.
And it is always a great time to get your popcorn ready and just watch the Facebook page. People go insane because there are people who aren't doing the race, or maybe are, we don't know, but they're getting like 10 shirts of one thing and buying out everything before anyone. Yeah,
the reseller market is really, really rough.
And it sends people off the deep end. Like, people just go off, and it can be quite comical to read and watch people get upset. But that's one thing that. The first year I couldn't wait. The whole time I talked about to the drive down. I was like, yo, I can't wait to get to I want these New Balance shoes that are like Minnie Mouse. All I did was talk up that talked up the expo. We get to the expo. I get my champagne flute, and I'm all excited, and I'm looking, and daggone if that wasn't the year that New Balance said, hey, guess what? We're not doing them anymore.
We're not doing shoes anymore.
And they just laughed. Amy, Tracy, and Carrie were like, Emily has done nothing but talk for 12 hours about these stupid shoes, and now she can't get them. But it's still fun, and we hang out. I'm a little sad. There's a company called Boulder Skirts that we get. I've got several running skirts from. That's where our skirts are coming from. And Boulder's actually going out of business. So this will be their last expo.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of sad about that. But they always had they had regular running skirts, but then they also had skirts that were themed for Disney.
Right.
There's another girl that Crown Athletics. I like to look at her stuff. It's just some of it is geared just towards Disney type running stuff that's got the theme and like princess theme or whatever, but I don't know, it's fun.
And they do, but the one thing that drives me nuts is it's all themed to women.
Here we go.
You can't find, now you can, and I've done it in the costumes that I've worn in my first 2 Disney events, you can find online and you can kind of order ahead, but there's still not the creativity for the stuff that for the guys that the girls have. I mean, it just and it drives me crazy because I would wear that stuff. I would love to have, all that this thing. And I love, that's one thing that has really turned me into a running to do these races is like, man, what am I going to wear? And I get it because the guy stuff and guys, come on. I want stuff that is flashy. So, I want to be DW. Yes, I just can't pull off the. I can't pull off the ball gown. There's a guy who's we become friends with through Facebook and now face to face through Kelsey's Hope, who actually was the district manager for Starbucks, who opened the Southern Shore store.
Yeah, DW Burge.
Yeah, DW Burge, who runs in full-fledged ball gowns.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It is amazing. Search DW Burge on Facebook. It is amazing what he wears.
And what he
can pull off.
And what his message is. And actually, I'm very excited. Yeah. He has agreed to, and Manny, there's 2 men that we've kind of follow and I've looked up to.
Manny runs Disney is the other one. Yep.
Have agreed to do our podcast with us for Springtime Surprise. So we're going to have a podcast with them. But DW is amazing. But anyway, let's...
So what I was saying, what I was saying before, let's
stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
Is that there's not a lot of selection at the expo for the guys. It's all just generic wear. I found a few cool little shirts, but nothing that's Disney themed. So you got to come up with the stuff. So the costumes that we've run in at these races so far, I found some places that sell them, but they don't sell them. It's very difficult to find stuff for guys.
So what I'm thinking is, if this doesn't work out, honey, you can start an athletic.
I need to start Disney athletic line for guys, for men, for Disney Disney adults, Disney adults, stuff to wear in the parks. Besides, they drug me along and I'm paying for it. That's those shirts drive me nuts. Be original. That's why I love the fact that I've found that company that I've been wearing. Now I'm gonna forget the name now. The one that I've been, with the shirt, that shirt I've got on in the picture there. What is there? Park Candy. I found Park Candy, and they do guys
Park Candy.
and girls stuff. It's unique. It's Disney themed, but it's not because they have to be careful with the whole licensing thing. But it's still Disney themed, and people talk about it. I love wearing that stuff. All right, so Expo's done. You got your bibs. You got your shirts. Back on the bus to the Swan and Dolphin. What is pre-night? So we go to bed. Like we will be waking up. Our alarms go off at 2. We're usually up by 2:30. We are out the door by 3:00. Right. Because we are at the bus by 3:15. 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. 2 a.m. wake up call. So out the door each female picks. We discuss it in a room who gets up what time. So I am one of the only ones who showers in the morning before we go because I've got this thin crappy hair and I just do. So I'm usually in the shower by 2:15, and then we're out the door. That means our bibs are on. We've got, usually what we do is everyone has their own breakfast bar and their drinks. Everyone kind of has their stuff. Everyone has a different routine.
and we get on the bus.
And some of the resorts do have a grab and go breakfast option.
But you have to pay.
You have to pay for, yes. But I was saying they do have.
You grab it the night before.
Oh, I didn't realize it was night before. You don't grab
it's
it?
like a bagel and no, there's not one in the morning. It's a grab and go the night before.
Okay, I thought there was.
We looked into that. So
Okay.
maybe it's changed, but it was the night before.
All right.
Now, side note.
I do think because I've seen it when I went to Saratoga Springs last year and caught the bus after you guys had left for the marathon. I did go into the pad and there was things. So they do have the grab and go race morning that you can get. So anyway, all right. So got your breakfast, but that's one thing that we plan on when we race, and we'll talk more about how we do it headed into springtime surprise. But we have our food, our drinks, and all that stuff that we're going to do pre-race. All right. So got to catch the bus. You got a certain time you got to catch the bus, because if you don't catch it by a certain time, you're not getting to the race.
Right. And they usually say by 4 you should be on the bus, but we are there at 3:50. We are on the first bus.
Right.
We are usually on the very first, if not the first, the second. Mm-hmm. And we have figured out, like when we stayed at Coronado Springs, the one time we were like at the back bus stop.
Yeah.
So we actually walked to the front. So we were at the first bus stop. So that's another thing. If you're at these resorts, there are multiple stops. And if the bus is filled, they keep on going past you.
And there's one designated spot for the Run Disney ones. They're not using the other stops.
Some of them are. Yes.
Some of them are. Yeah. Saratoga Springs, I think. Well,
they picked up
because it's so big. Some of the bigger ones they do multiple stops.
So we just always make sure we're at the first stop.
Okay.
That's just our game plan. We're at the first stop. So we do that. Now, like at Swan and Dolphin, it'll just be obviously one stop. So we'll just be out there.
Yeah, it's weird that you're going to have to take the bus when you could technically walk.
I know.
You probably could walk. You probably walk longer from the bus stop through security to the start area than if you were walking through International Gateway and coming the backside of Epcot from Swan and Dolphin. But anyway, so we're on the bus.
Where everyone has their different things, and then you get off the bus and you have to walk through security, and usually, like, again, you have your drink, I always have my drink and usually a snack bar, and usually like the Mylar blanket or something. None of that is a problem. Like, you just walk through, none of it's a problem.
That is one thing, unless you've got a big bag and you got spectators, so they still take people through bag check. But for the runners, it's pretty much you're just walking through those body scanners they have.
And runners do the bag drop. We do not do the bag drop, but you can do bag drop if you want, and that's there too.
Yeah. So you come through security at Epcot. So we're going to Epcot. You go through security at Epcot, and then you're basically walking right back out, but you aren't. You're in the secure area. Right. They've kind of set it up so that you're going to a parking lot.
Right, and there's a picture op. You do your picture there with Spaceship Earth lighting up, and you go to the bathrooms are there. It's a popular spot for bathrooms and stuff. Right when we get off the bus and go through security, and then you walk and you go, and there's you walk to a parking lot, and in that parking lot is a stage. There are photo ops with different characters. There is a Joffrey's. There's a coffee place, a food truck. There's the tent that's there. Merch tent. But there's also the tent. Like, they also have the tent. Like, if you needed something like, if you needed a Band-Aid or whatever, they have that set up there too. Mm-hmm. They have some bleachers for, the bystanders or the people cheering you on if they want to. Yeah. We usually meet up with Kelsey's Hope and do a picture. Mm-hmm. Then you head over to another gate and you wait for that gate to be. Sometimes it's open. It just depends what the timing is. But
yeah, they've changed up there to go to the corral. So you got to the pre-start area, which they got a DJ going and they've got the announcers out there and all that.
And it is fun to hang out there and look at the costumes.
Yes.
It's just amazing. Yeah, it really is. It really is fun.
Amazing. So now we get to waiting. And last year when we did the Wine and Dine was the first that they had changed up how they do the corral. So corral is basically they group you in according to your estimated finish time, or in the case of people who are starting in the A corral, the number 1 corral, you have to do a certified time that says, because you've run races that you can finish in this time, and then B, C, D, and E. So you go and wait to be let into this corral. And at this point, it is 4:30, almost. No, it's like 4 a.m.
No. We were there, like when you and I went, we were at that thing at 3. They opened it at 3:30.
That was 3:30. Yeah, it was 3:30. Yeah.
So we tried to be there by 3:30, 3:45.
Right.
Like, you know, the bus trip and getting through there is not that long. But anyway, so then you get through the gate and you go to your corral. And depending what corral you're in, like you push, like the first year, you and I did it. We pushed to the very front because we just didn't know how our time was going to go.
Right.
And we were in the last corral. So we pushed and pushed to get to the front. Well, we didn't push. We made sure we were there.
Yeah, we pushed ourselves.
So with this group of women, like we're pretty much, we get there. We don't rush to get to the front of it. We're like, wherever we fall in the corral, we're fine. And so then you wait. And you can wait an hour and a half.
I mean, start time is until 5 a.m. for these races, and you're sitting on asphalt. We brought the little foam kneelers you do in the garden. Got them at Dollar Tree. And like I said, the Mylar blankets. People go to the thrift stores and buy clothes to keep warm because it's usually, especially this time of year, you can have those cold nights. Even, in the November, we had a pretty chilly experience and had the Mylar blankets. And so then you sit and wait. And then they come out and you've got the entertainment on the stage. They'll bring out entertainers, or they'll have the DJ spinning tunes, and they'll be doing interviews with folks down in the corrals, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then it's race time. 5 a.m. A goes off.
Right. They have little fireworks and they release them.
Stuff, yeah.
Now Disney has started releasing much faster.
Yeah.
So they go faster, but like as they're releasing A, they start bringing out corral. And so then there's a lot of like you shuffle around and you get up there, and then you get released again. And I don't like the quick releases, I'll be honest, because you're running like it's too crammed up at the very beginning. Everyone's trying to get their watches going. I do the run walk. So many people do that. The intervals going, and everyone's just like, it's just real jammed. Like when you have a little bit more time in between, it used to be like 5 minutes in between, I think, really. But now I think it's almost like 2, and then you're out. So you're kind of running into some of the people from the corral before you. But here nor there, you get going and you run. Yeah. And you just run. I do run walk. Some of my friends run the whole thing. Some walk the whole thing. Everyone has their different thing. You and I did pretty good run walk until about mile 7, and then I just gave up.
Half. so Sunday.
No, actually, I made it a little bit farther. I think I made it 10, but
So it's so this will begin. There is a 5K. You guys are not doing the 5K. Mm-mm. You're just doing the 10K and the half marathon.
I really wish you'd stop saying just.
Come on. Okay, you're still doing a lot. I mean, you're still running 19.3 miles.
Yes.
So, and
in 2 days.
In 2 days, 3. Instead of 3, doing 22.4, right? Is that the math? No, 19.3 plus 3.1 is 22.4. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. By the way, I'm going to do the 5 on Friday. I'm going to figure the 10K is now going to be difficult because I got a ref lacrosse game. So whatever I have left of the 6 point, I usually get 6 miles on a game, and it's a 2-man crew. So I definitely will get 6. Yeah, I'll definitely get 6 miles. So I probably won't even have to do an actual run, and then do the half on Sunday. So you're out on the course, and it's running on the roads of Disney. It's running backstage. It is running through the parks, the Princess Half Marathon, and the Walt Disney World Full. Did the half go through Magic Kingdom? Because our half did not.
No, but the Magic for Marathon Weekend and Princess Weekend, you do go through
Magic Kingdom. Yeah, so we didn't get to do Magic Kingdom for the Wine and Dine half. Which, okay. Yeah, it was a little disappointing. So, I guess I'll never get to do that unless we're going to do the half marathon weekend sometime.
Or you do Dopey or something. You do it. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing Dopey. I will not do the full. I won't think I'll ever do a full. Yeah. But the Princess Half Marathon. So there's character opportunities where you can wait in line and get a photo opportunities all along the course. They do a great job of having different places. They'll have some of the local high school bands out there. I've shared video of that in past. Then of course, you're running, like I said, you're running on the interstate highways, World Drive and Epcot Drive. You're running on the 2-lane roads, the backstage lane and things like that. You're going backstage, whether it's at Magic Kingdom, coming in on Main Street by the confectionery, and then running down Main Street, cutting around behind. You guys don't go through tomorrow. Yeah, you do go through. You go through Tomorrowland, and then come back out through the castle, and then out through Adventureland, and then back out on the roads. You get to see. Not only do you see the castle right at sunrise, which is just unbelievable. Having done that twice now, that's the coolest moment to be in that park. Even as tired as you are, it's damn cool. It's still magical.
So I'd like to just point out my absolute favorite part, or what really gets me jazzed up and gets me excited and brings really tears to my eyes, is the people in A that are amazing athletes. Yeah, they are amazing athletes. Yes. They have, and I'm not saying other people on the course are not, but they are trained athletes. This is what they do. And so when you're back in C or D, like you're on mile 1 or 2, and they've already been to the kingdom, they're coming back the other way, and you can hear the crowd ahead of you. You can actually hear them start to be like, there's a roar that comes, and it comes back to, like, I get goosebumps thinking about it, and you can hear them, right? And then you just see them like just booking it, and people screaming, go girl, go girl, go. Like, it is amazing to me. Like, no matter how many times I do this, no matter what race it is, Disney or not Disney, I am always just like really in awe, and like just have so much respect for those front runners and what they do. And then also at Disney, they have the wheel, the bikes, the chairs. Yeah. And so they're going, and I mean, that's some hard, that's just like some hard work. Yeah. And they're coming, and you're cheering for them. So that first, like by mile 2, I don't know. I usually am not warmed up or like into the groove till mile 2, 2.5. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But that is about the point where I'm like really questioning my sanity. And then I hear that roar and everyone getting excited, and then you start cheering for them too. So that is one of my favorite things about any race. But this one, it's more because it's just so loud, and I love it. So anyway, that's just a side note.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention the fact that you're talking about a race that has 15,000 entrants.
Yeah,
it's that many people involved that sign up, but you have the volunteers. I mean, as for 15,000 people, you got the volunteers. You've got the regular Disney cast members working all night, coming in early. I mean, there's all that stuff that are all involved, and they're all there cheering you on. I mean,
the water stops. There's one guy who's there every year who's an older guy, and he's like, hey, did you want that H2O? Did you want, like, he's always funny, and they're different ones. And then there are kids. Then there are kids that are out there, different groups that are, I mean, it just is. It's really cool. It's a good vibe. It for sure is. Yep. So you finish. Yeah. So we run through for the half for Princess. You go out of Epcot. You go to Magic Kingdom. You come back. Do you guys do studios? No. Studios is not for the Princess. Just straight back. Yeah, because that's right. Okay, and then you come back and you run through Epcot. You do part of the park, then you do the other part. You go backstage out of Mission Space, go backstage there, come around and back into the parking lot, and that's where the finish area is, and the whole finish area. Which at that point, and we haven't talked about the balloon ladies and getting swept, because there's a whole thing. We've talked about it on shows before, but, there's a whole thing about you've got to run a 16-minute mile. That's the minimum, right? Yes, but that is from when they start. That is from when the very last person to start the race. So you have to do a 16-minute mile, but they're not clocking you at 16 minutes. They're not clocking you. They're clocking the very last
starters.
Person.
When they release the last corral.
Hence why you want to be in the corrals that are earlier, because then you have time to stop. You have time to do the pictures. You have time to do that. You have time to be slower if you want.
Yeah, it's a 16-mile pace. The minimum pace is 16 miles. That's
16 minutes.
16 minutes per mile. You come through the finish. There's the whole, going through the chute to get your medals.
They say your name.
Yeah, they do announce your name when you're coming through, which is pretty cool.
And another side note, if you want to see Facebook people go crazy, then that's when people are like, oh, I got Mike Wazowski because y'all had to put your hands up.
Mike
like,
Wazowski.
You have to, and there are photo ops all along the way. There are photo paths, and you'll see them in their green, like they've got their green shirts on and they've got their green tents.
And you look for the lighting.
And you look for it, but as you're running by, you're like, hey. And of course, when you do hey, then you put out somebody else's face. You know, like people do these crazy jumps, and people are like, oh, I want this picture coming out of the castle. Anyway, but another Facebook, get your popcorn ready. People will be like, oh, and they're so rude. Their hands are on my face. No one's doing it intentionally. Everyone's excited. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's just, you know, people get, it's just crazy.
And I will say I have figured out a strategy to know when the photo ops are by just looking for the lighting, and I'll give Emily that and say, hey, photo pass, and then look around and see, all right, have we got people close by? Is someone in front of us really close? Let's slow down a little bit and let them go.
He says this like I don't know.
I know, but okay. I was just saying, it's like we're teaming up on this. I usually seem to spot the photo pass ones earlier because I'm looking for the lighting, and then we have a strategy.
Yes,
we strategize on, okay, somebody, like I said, somebody close. You know, do we need to back off? Do we just
are we walking and we need to look like we're
running? Or, you know, do we want to do something silly? You know, then so anyway, so yeah, we didn't even talk about the photo pass stuff, but
yeah,
you
but
go
there's
through
that.
Yeah, you know, you go through, you get your medal, you get the medal. You get the box of snacks, which includes the cheese that
Stephanie
loves
it.
the cheese in the packet. They got bananas. Bleh. Don't touch. We don't
fruit Powerade, the whole deal.
Water. Get your medals. You've gone through all that, and then come out. They've got the bag pickup. And you come out, and there are a lot of people who have spectators there and family waiting for them, and will have champagne glasses and things like that.
Yeah, you can go get a beer. You can do whatever. We've done the photos afterwards there.
You know, we didn't even mention this. You guys with the half, you get to come through Epcot when it's open, right?
No.
No.
It's
the
only
full.
Yeah, it's
the
only
full
the full
is the only one where the Epcot's open, so people during the full marathon will actually stop and get margaritas in Mexico. Or whatever.
Well, Animal Kingdom's open too, so a lot of people will ride Everest single rider.
Yeah,
they have that open. Like the whole marathon weekend is whole different.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is that. But like afterwards, we usually, our group, depending on when there have been a couple years where our reservation for food was kind of tight.
Yeah.
So the girls will be like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
But last year and maybe the year before, we kind of made them later, so we all just kind of hang out, wait for each other. And then we get on our bus and go back.
So you've done a race. You've run Sunday 13.1 miles after having run 6 miles on Saturday. Oh, by the way, there's 4 Disney parks that you're going to visit this whole time too.
Oh yeah.
You know, I look back at the math when we did last November when we did the half marathon and then we did Epcot afterwards. We did 24 miles that day. Because by the time you get up, and we were staying off property, so we drove to Epcot, walked from the Crush parking lot to security to the ticket booth.
I mean, you've easily got 2 miles in before you
even get to the start. Then do 13.1 miles, then walk back to the parking lot. So that's another mile. Well, maybe 3/4 by the time you've walked around and done everything and maybe gone and got photos and all that stuff you've done. And then we're going to go to the park. And then, you know, you're going to go to the park and you're going to walk around, especially if you do Epcot, which is the largest of the 4 parks. You're going to put a good 5 miles on to 7 miles just walking around there, especially on a food and wine or, you know, any of the festivals, because you're going to be hitting all the different booths and doing whatever on top of doing the attractions and going through the queues and all that. So you're going to end up doing about a 22 to 25 mile day.
Yep.
And only half of that's actually getting a medal for it. The other half is spending all your money. So,
yeah. It's a lot, but you know, it's fun and
it is.
You know, you're in it. You go.
I'm addicted to it now. I'm addicted to it. I'm not allowed to do Princess.
Never, Princess, you are not allowed to do.
I'm not allowed to do
Princess.
That's
the girls' weekend.
The girls' weekend. So anyway, so yeah. So the magic is calling. The magic is calling. It is. And you will get to do it. this weekend. All right. We need to thank our sponsor here, our good friend Stephanie Harlow, who is now a part of the team here at the Sam and M podcast. And if you have not had a chance to check out Stephanie's work and you're watching on the video side, hey, you're seeing some of her great work there. If you want an unforgettable photography experience tailored to all of your desires, then Harlow Photography is exactly who you've been looking for. Whether it's the magic of engagements and weddings, the glow of maternity, the innocence of newborns, milestones of a first birthday, graduation, school events, military homecomings and retirements, or that oceanfront or soundside family portrait session to cap another memorable Outer Banks vacation, Harlow Photography ensures every moment will be one you can cherish forever. Stephanie Harlow is your local natural light expert that captures the beauty of the Outer Banks in northeastern North Carolina. See Stephanie's portfolio and book your session today. Spring and summer sessions are going to start filling up fast at sharlowphotography.com and like Stephanie Harlow photos on Facebook. Let Harlow Photography preserve your memories in stunning natural light.
Stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
It dawned on me to use that today, so had to get that one in. All right, we got a lot going on this weekend and next weekend. Of course, podcast dropping on Thursday makes it kind of tough to promote events that are Friday and Saturday because podcasts have long tails. People don't listen in sequence or don't listen when the show drops. So we want to kind of get out ahead of that. So if there's an event that we're not talking about, we'd like to talk about, let us know. We'll get in. We need a couple of weeks in advance. At least 2 weeks in advance will help us out. You can hit me up at samwalkerobxnews.com, samwalkerobxnews@gmail.com, or the DMs on the socials, and we'll get you. Try to help promote your event on the website and here on the podcast. I'm going to get to one. We're going to kind of take this tag team, okay? The one this weekend drops Friday and Saturday. It's the 4th Hatteras Village Waterfowl Festival. It kicks off Friday evening with the Fin, Feather, and Bourbon event. Small plates featuring seafood and waterfowl being accompanied by select bourbons, wines, and beer. Tickets, very limited. A few tickets left as of taping here on Monday. Can be purchased online at hatterisonmymind.com. Now, the event Saturday, the 24th, are free and open to the public, include a wide variety of displays, workshops, vendors, and activities for attendees of all ages. So the Hatteras Village Waterfowl Festival, hatterisonmymind.com.
All right. And then the Disney's Little Mermaid Coast Players production at College of the Albemarle. Tickets are on sale now. And it is going to be March 20th through the 24th. March 20th is at 10 a.m. March 21st is at 10 a.m. Friday, March 22nd, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Saturday, March 23rd, there's a 2 p.m. and a 7 p.m. That would be James Walker's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And March 24th is Sunday. There's a 2 p.m. The link to that ticket is at samwalkerobxnews.com.
Yep, and they're also they've got those 10 a.m. shows for the school groups. So the school groups want to get in on those, need to book them quick because they do sell. And it's a 1,000-seat theater, so they can handle it, but they do go quick. So you want to get those booked up very, very fast. Coming up on March the 2nd, Hunt's House for Kids has their Chili charity ride. It's a motorcycle ride. It's $20 a rider, $10 for passengers, lunch provided. They'll be meeting up at Frog Island Seafood in Barco, and it's all to raise money for Hunt's House for Kids. They're a really cool charity. They're our buddy Twitty Man does around here in Currituck. So check that out. You can go Hunt's House for the number 4 Kids on Facebook to get the details on the Chili charity ride. Now that's coming up on March the 2nd. That weekend is a big weekend down on the beach too. You got that one.
Yep, that's because celebrating the 25th year of the Outer Banks wedding industry's premier event, Outer Banks Wedding Weekend and Expo, March 1st and 2nd. Meet the local wedding vendors face-to-face, save with a special expo-only promotions, win a dream wedding giveaway, sample cuisine, talk the latest trends, and more. Friday, March 1st is the 25th anniversary kickoff and welcome party from 7 to 9 at Jeanette's Pier in Nags Head, featuring the Outer Banks Wedding Association and vendors where there'll be music, drinks, light hors d'oeuvres, and door prizes. Silver attire is encouraged for the 25th year. All ticket holders can attend the party and redeem their wristbands for entry into Saturday's expo. VIP ticket holders can also redeem their VIP bag and will receive 1 complimentary drink ticket to use at the welcome party. You are not required to attend. You can redeem your tickets at the door at both expo venues on Saturday. So then on Saturday, March 2nd, from 10 to 3, is the expo, and it's at 2 locations, Kitty Hawk Pier House and Duckwoods Country Club. Meet with local wedding vendors of all types at the expo, talk ideas with planners, find a photographer that you can connect with, enjoy samples, and take advantage of special expo-only deals and discounts. VIP ticket holders can enter to win the Dream Wedding Giveaway Package. Again, all the details are at obxwa.com. I will say that's where we went last year. We got venue, we got photographer.
Got DJ, John Harper.
Well, but we didn't get him there. We got him through you.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, John will be there. Yeah,
but yeah,
DJs.
so it definitely...
I left out the DJ's part in the script. I need to add in there.
So anyway, the wedding, but last year it was we went to it up in Ducks. They've changed it up a little bit this year. So yeah,
so it's going to be at the Pier House and at the
Duckwoods.
Duckwoods Country Club.
Yeah.
Speaking of Harp, make sure you listen to John Harper on Radio Free Outer Banks. He does his podcast type thing. He's doing, actually, they do music, and he's doing his Saturday. He does a look at a year in music. Right. So make sure you check out Harp on Radio Free Outer Banks. The Moyoc Women's Club 5th Annual Whiteout for Hunger Charity Gala. Still tickets available for that? Yes. March the 16th at Loblolly Estate in Jarvisburg. Couple other things to talk about. Early voting, that runs through Saturday, March the 2nd. We got our questions for the candidate series at samwalkerobxnews.com, where we feature the Dare and Currituck Commissioners candidates and the Currituck Register of Deeds race. And the candidates from the Currituck Commissioners and Register of Deeds race are going to be available for you to meet at a casual forum that's going to be held on Thursday, February 29th. Starts at 7 o'clock at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg. There'll be free hors d'oeuvres and light refreshments. Plus, they'll have the full selection available from the Sanctuary Vineyards cellar. And I'll be your host, and we're going to have a chance to talk to the candidates in an informal setting. It won't be quite the normal stage, sit in front of a podium and everybody at a desk and answer questions. It's going to be more hanging out, talking like everybody used to come to Mom and Dad's store and grab a pack of nabs and a Coke out of the machine and just talk. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. Haven't done one of those in quite a while, so looking forward to that. And all the details on that at samwalkerobxnews.com. Did we get everything?
Yeah.
We did?
I think so.
We did. Oh, okay. All right. So we're coming in not too bad on time. So, yep.
I wish you'd shut up and get the crap out of here.
Well, then that's what we'll do. Okay. All right.
Appreciate you, buddy. Check Sam out for the latest updates from the Outer Banks.
We'll be right back. Thank you, Cantori. All right. It is the Sam and M podcast. It's brought to you by StatelinePowerWash.com, Miles Carpet Cleaning, and Harlow Photography. Make sure you hit all of them up. Thank them for being a part of the show.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, we have
much love to all of you.
Much love to all of you. Like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post new videos. Hey, you know what we didn't even talk about is the Sam and M podcast on the road. We just did the thing featuring Sanctuary Vineyards last week. This week, we go hunting for an island.
Yes.
And we go eat dinner with the fam. So, yep. 5 stars. Make sure you give us those 5 stars. Interact with us. Give us your thoughts, topics for future episodes. SamWalkerOBXNews@gmail.com. DM us on all the socials. Tag us on all your stuff. Share our stuff, please.
Yes, please share. Just even a share makes a big difference, y'all. Thank you.
That makes a big difference. If you share the videos that we put up, no, just comment and like. Share them.
Share.
So more people get a chance to see them, okay? Okay.
We appreciate everything, y'all.
All right. Go run for me good, okay?
I will run good.
All right. And only deal with me calling you at 2:30 in the morning and playing the song from Hercules like I did the first year you did this. I probably will do that again. So, all right. We'll see you next time on the Sam
and M
podcast.
Bye, y'all. Bye.